What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and welcome back to yet another episode of Funny Yu-Gi-Oh! Articles. We are once again checking out a CBR.com article. I know this website is pretty hilarious, and this article is the 10 most powerful machine cards ranked, and already in the thumbnail here we see some cards. We see Chimeratech Mega Fleet, which is actually a good machine type monster. We see Chaos Ancient Gear Giant, or whatever that is, and Reflex Bounder, which is pretty outdated. But anyway, let's take a look and see what's going on here. As always, I'm not making this video to make fun of the article writer. I know writing articles is pretty tough, but it's always fun to look at these more casual articles with a more competitive mindset. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Tomorrow we have a new weird Yu-Gi-Oh card effects, and I'm pretty excited because we are going back to our roots. We're going to look at problem-solving card text versus original card text on some pretty hilarious cards. Anyway, the 10 most powerful machine cards ranked. As always, I have to read the little blurb here at the beginning to see what the parameters of these cards are. Let's see. This list will focus on a few of the most powerful machine type monsters, and it doesn't give us a lot of information here, so I'm just going to assume it is talking about currently the most powerful machine monsters. Two of these are pretty recent cards. I mean, not like super recent, but they're not old school cards, and so we'll assume they're talking about modern Yu-Gi-Oh with their analysis. Number 10, Reflect Bounder. It is nice to see that this card is not higher on the list. Reflect Bounder may be a relatively old card, yeah, you can say that, but it still possesses an ability that is beneficial to players while also being a major deterrent and annoyance for enemies. Now, for what it's worth, Reflect Bounder back in the day was a pretty good machine monster, but nowadays, and we can see here, this article is talking about currently, Reflect Bounder is obviously not very good. I wouldn't even say that it's annoying to get around. I mean, the card itself has very little protection. You can simply destroy it with a card effect, or bounce it back to the hand, or banish it, or negate it. Reflect Bounder is not nearly as annoying as it was like 15 years ago. Already we are not off to a great start, but maybe it'll get better with the future entries. Number 9, Cyber Tann. Now this is a card I have not seen in a while. Once again here, another machine type monster that was good back in the day, but nowadays, yeah, not so much. Even in Cyber Dragon decks where this card is searchable, a lot of people don't play it anymore. So to put it on a list where it's like the top 10 machine monsters right now, I think that's a little bit off. And I'm saying that because while the card has seen play in the past, very similar to Reflect Bounder, right now there are plenty of other machine type monsters that are way better than this one. Actually, compared to most of the other good Cyber Dragon cards, this one is pretty weak. So hopefully if this card is on the list, it means we'll see some Cyber Dragons higher up, because those cards are actually really deserving of being in the category of best machine monsters. You have some really strong cards. We already know that Mega Fleet is going to be in the list, but hopefully there are more than just Mega Fleet and Cyber Tann. At number 8, we have Cliffort Towers. I'm not going to pretend like this card is super great at the moment, and I know that is what they're looking at here, but this card is fairly deserving to be in this article. It's a card that has been banned in the past. It's a card that was pretty good for a while, so I can understand how it made its way on the list. And I think it's really important to see Cliffort Towers in this article because we know the article writer is aware of modern cards in the actual card game. So to see Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon at number 7, that is a bit surprising. So in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, this card was meta a while ago, but in the TCG, that's just not what happened. Ancient Gears, even with all of their support in the TCG, and they do have some pretty strong individual cards, were never quite good enough to be a competitive deck. And this is kind of scary as well, because we already know that Chaos Giant is also going to be in this article, so that means they're putting at least 2 ancient gear monsters in this article, which is not really what I would include on a top 10 machine monsters in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Moving on to number 6, we have Chimeratech Megafleet Dragon. This is a great choice. Chimeratech Megafleet is an excellent machine monster. It's seen play in tons of formats, even pretty recently. It's still very good in Cyber Dragon decks. This is a card that I'm not sure if it deserves to be on the top 10 machine monsters. I would have to look at all of the machines being played right now, but it certainly is up there. It certainly is one of the better machines in the game. But it wouldn't be a CBR.com article unless there was some crazy entry that I had to react to. So apparently Super Heavy Samurai Steam Train King is what they are saying is the 5th best machine monster in the game. I have never heard of this card. I have read some of these Super Heavy Samurais. They're not very good in the TCG. They're all right in Duel Links, I suppose. But this card I have never seen, and apparently it's the 5th best machine monster, but I have not seen it at any tournaments, so I don't know where they're playing at. But I would definitely not include this on anywhere near a top 10 machine monster list, and yet in this article it's at number 5. At number 4, we are back to a good card, Cyber Dragon Infinity. Unsurprisingly, this card is definitely deserving of this spot. I would even say it could be higher, especially compared to the other cards in the article. We'll have to see though, but Infinity is definitely one of the best machine monsters ever released. Not only can I not pronounce this Crystron monster, but also I have no idea what it is. This is one of their bigger synchros. How does a Crystron that's not Helki Fibrax make it into this article without Helki Fibrax also being in this article? Maybe if Helk and this card were in the same article, I could understand that, and I suppose we do still have 2 more entries, but if Helk is not in this article but this card is, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. Okay, now I'm really worried because we have an Ancient Gear monster at number 2, but we have not seen Chaos Giant. Did they really put 3 Ancient Gear monsters on this list, but only 2 Cyber Dragon monsters and no Helki Fibrax? That is crazy if true. Maybe that Chaos Giant was just in the thumbnail for no reason, but yeah, this card's okay, I guess. I don't know, we've already talked about Ancient Gears. They're not that competitive, they never really have been, but they're a fun casual deck, but they're not really deserving of taking up a bunch of spots on a top 10 machine list because there are plenty of other machines that aren't on the list that would be a lot better than any of the Ancient Gears. We haven't seen any Orcust monsters, for example. Why aren't those on the list? Maybe they'll be at the number 1 spot, but we have Chaos Ancient Gear Giant, of course. Okay, so that really was in the article. Oh my gosh. This article, you know, the middle part was kind of okay. We had some good choices. And then 3 through 1, it just went right downhill. Couple Ancient Gears here. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I can understand how this card made its way on the list. This card, if you are a more casual player, looks really, really scary. But is it really deserving of the number 1 spot? Even if you are a casual player, probably not, right? So this is very surprising. The CBR website is always super exciting. We never really know what we're going to come across in these articles. A lot of people think they are just writing them for me to react to, but this one is actually from July. So this one's pretty old, but yeah, even back in July, trust me, Ancient Gears were not ruining the entire metagame. No one really even was playing them, if we're being completely honest. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe for more content if you enjoyed today's discussion. I'll see you later though. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.